Please join me for Ask the Good Doctor, live today and every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 noon Central Standard Time, and 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bring your questions.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. LaJoy
on my YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel. And please, if you could, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yes. Ask the Good Doctor, LaJoyce Brookshire. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Hello, I'm Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire, and welcome to Ask the Good Doctor. We are here to help you attain, maintain, and reclaim your perfect health. So please, if you would, join me on Twitter at Ask the Good Doc and Instagram and Facebook at Ask the Good Doctor. And also, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stop whatever you're doing right now. Click that little like button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I am so glad that you are here. I promise you, your Good Doctor notebook is going to be filled to the brim today. I hope that you have Ask the Good Doctor book notebook 1, Ask the Good Doctor notebook number 2, because today you are in for a massive education about conquering the ugly side of beauty. I bet you didn't even really know that there was such a thing, but oh my goodness, there is. And here with us is our toxin elimination doctor. She is our expert in this area. She is Dr. Tammara Combs-Williams. Thank you, Dr. Tammara, for being here with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm always excited when I get a chance to talk to your audience, because this is a very well-informed, well-educated audience, and I love being able to share new information with them.
Thank you so much. And well, we love having you because you are such a chock full of information in the area of toxicity. So let's not waste any more a moment of our precious time, because we need to learn about this as soon as possible. And you know, last time you were here, we talked about toxicity lurking in the homes. Yeah. And this is an extension of that conversation. And I spoke of how I had a radical conversion, and so did you, in terms of throwing out everything and just starting over from scratch with products that were healthy. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that a great deal of the audience is going to have the same type of feeling after learning this information today. So Dr. Tammara, what are some of the first things that we should be learning about, or we should be educated about, regarding toxicity in our beauty products?
Well, I will tell you, at first, I didn't think twice about my my beauty regimen. Okay, so even when we had a scare, and I'll just tell the quick story again, my husband had a severe asthma attack that almost cost his life after cleaning the house. Now, when I was a kid, I thought I was going to die because I had to clean up all the time. But I did not know that you could literally die from cleaning your home. And that's what almost happened to him. So we did get rid of all the chemicals in our home. We did the chemical roundup. We got rid of all the bleach, the Dawn dish soap, like all the stuff that we use, the 409, the Windex, because we did not even know that all those chemicals were laden in those products. So we got rid of all of that. But it took me a little longer to realize just how toxic my makeup was. The bag that I carried around to make me beautiful, I did not understand that it could be a death sentence.
You know, interesting. Pause. Let's just pause right there, because every woman has that bag.
Yes.
Or we have it in the zip pouch of a purse, or we have it on our countertop in its own container. The things that we feel make us more beautiful. And no one ever told us that these things could be killing us, that there's so much toxicity in it that we're dying slowly. No one ever says that.
So true. So a couple of things I wanted to show, and we can get into it later, but the transition for me was understanding that it only takes 26 seconds for things that we put on our skin to end up in our bloodstream. Our skin is the largest organ of our body.
Yes.
And so when you put something on your skin, it only takes a little bit to get into your bloodstream. So when I understood that, that's what made me look into my cosmetic bag and realize that our beauty laws are super old. So I have a little clip from Good Housekeeping that we can put up on the screen just to show you. And it says that our beauty laws, and it's a Good Housekeeping clip from 2016, okay? And so it says, it's called The Ugly Side of Beauty. Okay. And so it goes on to say that there are 800 cosmetics, ingredients that are cosmetics that are banned in Canada. Okay. So over 800 ingredients are banned or restricted. Over 15 ingredients are banned in Europe. But here in the United States, only 11 ingredients are banned. And somebody told me, so this was 2016, so this is a little bit dated, but somebody corrected me a few days ago and said, oh no, we're up to 50 now. There are 50 ingredients that are banned. Okay. Right. But our beauty laws are over 80 years old. But when we start to talk about, especially when we're talking about women's health and Women's History Month and things like that, this is a major issue that we need to bring up. Why is it that there is no governmental agency that is in charge of regulating what we put on our skin to make us beautiful?
And that is problematic, because when you are talking about the magnitude of a business that's $1 trillion business.
Yes.
We are buying this stuff like crazy, because that's what we do, from the dollar store to the high-end stores.
Yes, and it's interesting. The amount of money you pay for your cosmetics does not exempt you from being exposed to these chemicals.
Okay, repeat that.
The amount of money that you pay for your cosmetics does not exempt you from being exposed to these chemicals. So I'll tell you, yes. And there are lots of chemicals. I wrote some of them down, and in a little bit, we'll show you a video before we finish today, and it'll show you the link. But these all come from the Center for Disease Control, okay, CDC. And it says, and I also have another image we can put up while I'm talking about this, and it shows the cosmetics and the types of ingredients that are in those cosmetics. Okay, so from our eyeshadow to our lipstick to our mascara, but I'll show you. So it says eye pencils and mascaras have up to 50 chemicals. Eyeshadow, eye pencils and mascaras have 50 chemicals. Eyeshadows, 26 chemicals. Blush, 16 chemicals. Foundations, 34 chemicals. And lipstick, 33 chemicals. Now, I'm not talking about chemicals that we feel like we can live with. Oh, that one's not so bad. I'm talking about pesticide residue. Okay. I'm talking about lead and cobalt, coal tar dyes. Okay. Those are not things that we should ever have on our skin.
Oh, absolutely not. And Harvard Health says that the average woman uses 12 different beauty products every day: cleansers, conditioners, hair dyes, fragrances, skin products, scented lotions, nail polish, and makeup. And if you just look at the label, you can make a correlation between very, very harsh chemically compounded toxins and wonder why that's going on your skin. I challenge all of you, run to underneath your sink right now and grab your favorite lotion, and every word that you cannot pronounce. Let me say that again. Every word that you cannot pronounce. This does not belong on the skin. It does not belong on the skin. Dr. Tammara, you brought an exciting video that really we should see.
Yes, and I'll just tee it up by saying a lot of times we think, okay, well, we're just maybe harming ourselves just a little bit, okay? And we learn to live with some of these chemicals because we think there's no other way. But I want you to understand that when we put these things on our body, it impacts more than just us.
Yes.
It impacts us for generations to come, okay? So let's go ahead and play the video.
7.3 million American couples have trouble conceiving or carrying a pregnancy to term. This is a 49% increase since 1988. Recent studies have shown that babies that do make it to term are being born pre-polluted, with up to 28 harmful chemicals in their blood, with indicators that over 400 more were present, all without ever eating food, drinking water, or even breathing air yet. It just doesn't make any sense. Studies showed that in 1999, 1 in 500 kids had autism. Today, it's 1 in 59. But the effects don't stop there. As of 2013, the increases over the last 45 years show that life-threatening birth defects has increased 100%. Genital deformities in baby boys has increased 122%. Asthma has increased 80%. Leukemia in children has increased 74%. And ADHD has increased 53%.
Those statistics are mind-blowing.
Absolutely. And I mean, that video talked about birth defects, genital deformities in baby boys, asthma, leukemia in children, and ADHD. And these are all from chemicals that we are putting on our body and chemicals that we're using in our home that are passed from the mother to the child.
Absolutely. Here, I'm going to outline for you the 15 most toxic beauty products. And number one is eyeliner. You know, there was once a question that was asked, if you had to be stuck on a desert island with one beauty product, what beauty product would that be? I chose eyeliner. Because when I was growing up and we could kind of put on eyeliner and kind of get away with it and nobody would know we had on makeup. And then, of course, back then it was Vaseline. You know, you put a little bit on your lips, you pinch your cheeks, you put some here, put some on your on your eyelid. And Vaseline was the one cosmetic that we only had access to or were allowed to use. And thank God for that, right? And then the next one is called a BB cream, all right? And then foundation with SPF in it. Okay.
Yep.
Nail polish, highly toxic.
Sure.
Lip gloss, mascara, foundation, and perfume is the number one.
Wow.
Perfume is the number one because it has all of those phthalates. I personally can't go anywhere near it, sit near anybody with it, because really, if you did a 1-week test and stopped using it and tried to go back to using it, you'd get an irritation. Primarily, guarantee you, bet your bottom dollar that you would. I want to show you a video from goodguide.com, and it's talking about how what the average woman uses. This is mind-blowing. Take a look at this.
The average American woman uses 12 products every day, exposing herself to about 126 unique chemicals. Many women use even more than that. And a lot of those chemicals are considered toxic. They've been linked to cancer, infertility, birth defects. They can even mess with your hormones. But the industry is largely unregulated by the FDA, which cannot require cosmetics companies to prove a product is safe before it goes to market. It also can't recall a product once it's found to be dangerous for consumers. It's up to the company to do that. So why are these products even allowed to be sold to us?
There are over 10,000 chemicals used to formulate cosmetics and personal care products. And these are industrial chemicals that we're talking about. I mean, the same chemicals that are used to grease gears or sterilize surgical equipment or stabilize plastics are used in your everyday makeup and personal care products.
Janet told me that while the European Union has banned more than 1,300 dangerous chemicals from their cosmetics and personal care products, the US has only banned 11. Oftentimes people opt for the more expensive lines like Chanel or Kevin Aucoin over drugstore options, thinking perhaps maybe they're better and by virtue of being better, maybe safer. Is that necessarily the case?
No. I mean, it really isn't, and it's so counterintuitive in that regard. Just because you're buying a more expensive product, it doesn't mean that it's safer. Look for labels that have fewer ingredients. Stay away from the word fragrance in a product. That simple word fragrance can hide dozens and dozens of unsafe toxic chemicals.
Janet also told me about a handful of other chemicals I should be wary of. Foundation can contain heavy metals like arsenic and titanium dioxide, which can cause cancer when it's inhaled. Eyeshadow can contain formaldehyde and mineral oils that are derived from crude oil. Eyeliner can contain heavy metals like lead and arsenic that are linked to cancer and reproductive harm. Blush can contain parabens that mess with your hormones, and talc, which can have asbestos. Mascara can contain formaldehyde and dyes like carbon black that also cause cancer. And up to 3/4 of lipstick tested by the FDA contain lead. Many also contain preservatives like BHA, which is linked to cancer and reproductive harm. And that's only makeup. Harmful chemicals can be found in all sorts of body products like lotions and shampoos too. It's a lot to take in. Thankfully, consumers can search for the health ratings of tons of products on databases like Skin Deep, Think Dirty, and GoodGuide.com.
That is crazy. Industry was forced to take lead out of paint, but not take lead out of lipstick. What are we doing here? But Harvard Health also says that at least on the federal level, no one is checking to make sure that the chemicals you're putting on your body are harmless. First of all, the fact that they call them chemicals are harmless. Products are tested to make sure they don't cause short-term problems, such as skin irritation, but they're not tested for long-term safety. Whoa is all I have to say to that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You must take matters into your own hands, right, Doc?
Yeah, so lead was banned in house paint in the 1970s.
Yeah.
Okay? And that was nationwide. It was banned earlier than that in some states in the 60s, but yet it is allowed to be used in lipsticks. And that is just totally absurd to me. There is something called the Packaging and Labeling Act of 1966. And we have a quick little graphic to show you on that one too. But it only ensures that manufacturers tell us what's in their products. However, that video is absolutely right. If they use the word fragrance, that can hide a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. So
Sure.
fragrance is equivalent of secret sauce when we talk about like the Colonel's recipe for fried chicken.
Yes.
Okay. So fragrance, whenever you guys see that, run. It's crazy. But the Packaging and Labeling Act of 1966, I'm going to come back to this graphic right here that's up. But it says that there's no requirement for products to be safe. Okay. There's no requirement for a manufacturer to list every ingredient. There's no FDA authority to recall unsafe products. And it only limits the liability by having the ingredients listed.
But so on that note, I'm going to go to my second clip because that's going to completely underscore. Well, Tammara, first show us the image that you had up there.
Okay.
Yes.
It's for the Packaging and Labeling Act of 1966. Okay.
That seems very similar to what you taught us about last time you were here, about how it was so antiquated.
Yes. So
And it was just recently changed.
Okay. I can show it from my side. Give me 1 second. I'll put it up.
And I am just so curious about this topic because this is something we can't escape. We are constantly lotioning, and women, we want the fragrance, and we want to be beautiful, and we want to maintain that beauty. We have every right to, because those are some of the things that make us feel good, but not at the risk of our health.
That's right. So it's just a warning. But you guys don't fret. I should say, ladies, don't fret. And I'm going to say men too, because my husband uses skincare, and I'm telling you, men are just as susceptible to these things as we are. Right? Their skin is not more, it's not metallic and it bounces things off. Skin is skin. And so we have to take these very seriously when we see these types of things. So I would love to see the next video clip.
Yes, please. Chris, show us.
Make some label comparisons. Then you'll really be shocked.
Here's a short list of the top 12 toxic ingredients you'll find in your home. In fact, we call these the Toxic 12.
By the way, guess which occupational group has the youngest death rate? You probably guessed it. Cosmetologists. That's obviously due to increased exposure to these chemicals.
Okay, the Toxic 12. And just what you said, that fragrances was the last thing. It reminds me of MSG in food, because MSG, now that we've become educated consumers, companies are not using the word MSG so much anymore. So I call it in my cookbook, the MSG masquerade. And there are so many things that now are technically MSG that are masked by other words. So now fragrances is on that list.
Yes. I was going to say there's a documentary called Stink, and it was on Netflix for a while. I haven't checked to see if it's there lately, but it's about a man whose wife died of cancer. And he got some pans from a store called Justice. Some of you probably shop there for your girls and tweens. But it had a smell to it. And he said, it stinks. So that's what he named the documentary. But the whole documentary is him trying to figure out what ingredients are used on those pans to make that smell. And nobody ever told him, but he realized that it was his wife's exposure to toxic chemicals that caused her early death. And he's trying to prevent the same from his daughters, and realizing that he's totally defenseless. Like, he is not able to help shield them from all of these, or at least that's how he felt, because manufacturers are not exposing what's in those in our clothes and in our chemical and the things that we bring into our home.
It's mind-blowing. And I really feel for those who work in the beauty industry, in cosmetology specifically, hairstylists in particular. And EcoWatch says that studies across the globe had found correlations between chemical exposures in salons and adverse health outcomes in their employees. And I'm going to tell you, also another study proved that hair salons, hairstylists are exposed to the same level of toxicity as painters, professional painters. And I found that to be just so egregious. In fact, my very own personal stylist, who was my stylist for many years, she was so very gifted and talented and worked in a Fifth Avenue salon in New York City, had her dream job, dream clients, very high echelon on Fifth Avenue, of course. And one day when she was in the middle of doing someone's hair color, she noticed that her breathing was constricted. She went over to her boss and said, "I can't breathe, call 911. I'm going to sit down in the back." And she said she sat there with her hands folded and took breaths like that. Now, if you ever been to New York City, the last thing you want is to wait for an ambulance. And she had to wait for an ambulance. And while she said she was plugged up in a pulmonary unit for over a week, she said she asked God, I know I'm really gifted in this area. This is my lifelong dream, and I've attained my goals, but you've got to show me how to do it differently. And he did. She ended up in Paris studying aromatherapy, and her salon was the most blissful place. It was a little slice of heaven, one person at a time, and it was aromatherapeutic. And she saved herself. And I am concerned with the others who are using. I've seen hairstylists perm people's hair with nothing on their hands.
Me too.
You've seen that, yes?
Yes.
And it just makes me cringe. It's like, it's literally as if you're putting your hand in a bucket of toxic soup when you do that, and dyeing people's hair in those little flimsy gloves. And my heart bleeds for them. And I understand why they're sick and they die young. and they die young. And so, but you don't have to, right, Doc?
That's right. And even applying those chemicals with no masks. So before, pre-COVID, everybody was wearing a mask in the salon. At least most people weren't. And so,
right. But those nail salons have it right.
Yes.
And
that's right.
we have looked at them like they wear a mask, but they're not giving anybody else any. Mm-hmm. And I chalked it up to, I do my own nails, but I chalked it up to that they are sitting under it for so long, prolonged exposure, that the least they can do is put up a barrier. That is the way I chalked it up. But no, they know a little something.
Yes, most nail polishes contain formaldehyde, and which is, we know, is used to embalm dead people. And so that's what is constantly being applied to nails. And yes, they're sitting there inhaling that all day, every day, and other chemicals. That's just one.
Yes. Well, we are not going to drop all of this information on you without giving you some solid solutions. And we're going to do just that on the other side of this break. So don't go away. More Ask the Good Doctor with Dr. Tammara Combs-Williams after this. We have the power to heal. Amen. Our bodies have the power to do exactly what it was created to do. All we have to do And that is the Wellness Warriors Weekend Getaway, where we will be in Vermont in June. And Dr. Tammara will be joining us, where she will be giving beauty makeovers with the wonderful products that she's about to tell you right now all about. And it is from the Sabella Beauty line, and they are non-toxic compared to what we've been discussing previously. Tell us all about it, Doc.
Well, what I love about the Sabella Beauty line, and Dr. LaJoyce and I are both wearing it, we do not use those toxic chemicals we talked about with the, all those things, but we can have eye pencils and mascara and blush and foundation without toxic chemicals. The Sabella Beauty line has hair care, color cosmetics, all of your skincare, and fragrances that are free of the toxic chemicals. In fact, it's manufactured to European standards. So when we talked earlier about how many chemicals are banned in Europe, well, those chemicals you will not find also here in the Sabella line.
I love the Sabella line. Like she says, I'm wearing it now. This is the lipstick, Wildflower, that I currently have on. I love it. I wear it whenever I wear lipstick, which is when I see you. And this is concealer. I don't make up every day, okay? I live on a mountain on a dirt road. So most of the time, like my mother says, I look like Pocahontas from the Poconos, sort of like today, because, you know, it's almost time to, I still have COVID hair, but it's okay. It's okay. And I want to thank Hair Tonic for that exponential poof in there. Yeah. So we just had to cover it today. I love the mascara. Dr. Tammara, tell them about the defining lash. You could put us up side by side now, Chris. Is this can you see that the right way? Is that the right way? Yeah.
Yes, it's showing the right way. Well, we have a couple of types of mascara that we can buy from Sabella, but the defining lash, it actually, it separates your eyelashes and it makes them look a little bit longer. Now there's another one. I like the volumizing mascara. It makes your eyelashes look thicker. So Dr. LaJoyce's defining lash, I'm volumizing lash, but guess what? I have on no mascara today. I don't know what I was thinking. This was my quick look.
Actually, when I saw Dr. Tammara and I said, oh my gosh, your lashes are amazing. You have on false lashes. And she said, no. And I said, what is it? And I said, give me some. And she actually,
that's exactly right. Yeah,
yes, that was exactly right. Let's talk a minute about the lash craze, what's happening now with the falsies, the eyelashes, outside of magnetic.
Yeah.
Let's speak to the dangers of what's going on, the current trend in women wearing the false eyelashes.
I never really got into the false eyelash craze, but I know that a lot of people spend big money getting those lashes. And some of the ingredients that they're using for lashes is causing women to actually lose their eyelashes. And I don't know if it's because they're not removing them safely or if it's the chemicals that are actually being used. But I would just much rather prefer to use mascara that is free of toxic chemicals that make my eyelashes look like they're false, full and long and lengthened and all of that.
Now, I'm known to put on a good lash, okay? Only for very, very, very special occasions. I used to do a television show back in the 80s called Woman of the Week. And our producer was a grand dame Harlem diva, honey, Miss Lucille. Well, Miss Lucille used to want us to wear red lipstick and false eyelashes. You girls just don't want to be more glamorous. I want you to be more glamorous, but y'all don't want to. I just like, I can't do it every week, Miss Lucille. I could do it on an occasion. And I could put them on in a moving car, okay? But the glue, I know, is a problem.
Right.
Putting glue next to my eye. So we can replace a lot of things in our body, but our eyesight is really not one of them. And I don't do anything to play around with my eyesight. And at my age, on the other side of 55, I do not have glasses. And I have still impeccable eyesight at my age when everybody else probably doesn't. But women I am discovering who are wearing the false eyelashes are in need of some kind of visual enhancement.
Well, that's definitely an area for me to research a little bit more. Because, yeah, for one, I don't get into it, but I do have a lot of friends who wear the false eyelashes. And you're right, the magnetic ones right now, a lot of people are opting for magnetics, thinking they're safer. But I just had somebody telling me over the weekend, she was asking me about my mascara because she's lost a lot of her eyelashes. And she said she was only using magnetic. So I thought that thought that was very interesting.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Well, I will tell you what, I remember you saying one time, Dr. Tammara, that if you're wearing the falsies, you want to be careful with this fabulous Sabella makeup balm. What do you call it? The balm?
Balm to cream remover. So it's a full face makeup remover, but it's very sensitive on the eyes. So you could, even if you got it in your eyes, it doesn't burn. And so I was recommending that if you are just going to wear false lashes, take them off every night. Don't sleep in them. So I'm not talking about the professional ones, right? The strips that you can put on yourself where you're applying that that glue. Make sure you use something that is non-toxic, very sensitive for the eyes. And the one that Dr. LaJoyce just showed from Sabella is amazing. It just wipes those lashes right off without residue and without hurting your eyes.
It also peels off the defining lash mascara after you have it layered on as well, or even just a couple of strokes. It really does the job. I want to talk about my favorite line, the Deep Marine line for dry skin. This is some kind of amazing. This is the oil. What do you call it, Dr. Tammara?
That's the oil cleanser from Deep Marine. Yes. So the Deep Marine line is especially great for people with, I call aging skin. So it gives you age protection. Aging, right? I didn't say old. I said aging.
No, that's okay. I'm good.
Yes. But it's going to help with the firmness of the skin. And a lot of times as women age, the skin gets thinner. Okay. So it's going to help with that, the loss of elasticity. And it also helps with fine lines and wrinkles. So I thought, Dr. LaJoyce, the first time I used the Deep Marine line, because yes, I used it too. I thought it was really weird to have a cleanser that was oil-based. Okay, I'd never heard of an oil cleanser, but apparently it's very popular in Asia. And most Asian women have beautiful skin.
Yes, they do.
And so Sabella took a play out of that playbook and they created an oil-based cleanser. So you don't get the soap, but it really does clean your skin. And it's weird that you would use oil to pull oil out, but it's going to moisten your skin as it's cleansing it.
It does moisten. And if you just put just a little bit of water on it, it sort of creams up, and then I exfoliate it off. Excellent toner from Sabella, as well as the moisturizer and the eye balm. And I think, and also the nighttime moisturizer. I use the entire line because I absolutely love it. And I have seen absolutely positive results. I do love also the different eyebrow pencils. They have a lot of those. And my favorite thing is the bronzer. I love it. And I use the bronzer as eyeshadow. I don't use powder I don't need any messages. I may need to use some powder or foundation, but I don't, not in this situation. On occasions I do, but I don't. And this is my favorite also when I do wear foundation. This is cream to powder foundation. Yes? Did I say it correctly?
You did. I actually use our cream foundation because I do, or the liquid foundation. I do love our liquid foundation, and I use our powder that I put on top of that. But after I finish with my foundation, and I have found my perfect match, and I do my my deep powder on top, I use something called a setting spray. Now, I don't know if you've ever had somebody give you a hug when you had on white or cream and leave their foundation behind. Okay, that's a no-no, ladies. But the setting spray helps to lock in your makeup so that it doesn't rub off on things.
Wow.
Yes. So yesterday I had a wonderful massage, and I had my my makeup on. I had my setting spray, and after I lifted my head up off the pillow, there was no foundation left on the pillow. So it definitely works, and it's really good for if you want to put your head on somebody's shoulder. You're not going to rub your makeup off on them.
Interesting. That's something I didn't even know that existed. I'd have to pay more attention.
Yes, it's called the setting spray.
The setting spray. Tell them the best part about this makeup line as also, here's my favorite part. My cousin always tells me she's always distracted by my nails. Well, this is non-toxic nail polish through the Sabella line as well. And there are so many, can you see that good? Glorious colors. I just love it. And I love this sunrise. And it does not contain formaldehyde. And in fact, my husband cannot stand the smell of nail polish. So I usually keep my nail polishes in my car and polish my nails in my car because he can't stand the smell. And this does not bother him. This Sabella nail polish does not bother him.
Yeah, so it's really nice. I don't know how to pronounce all the ingredients, but I'll tell you, in our nail polish, we, like you said, it's free of formaldehyde, but it's also free of DBP. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So look that up, ladies, but it's called dibutyl phthalate. Okay. So, and then toluene. Okay. It's free of those two. Mm-hmm. So that is what's most common in almost every nail polish that you can buy off of a store inside of a drugstore.
And the best part about all of these beauty products, Doc, tell them why they should be considering this line.
Well, the best part to me is that they are super high quality and a fraction of the cost of what we would pay at a cosmetic counter. Again, I have found my perfect match. I love the 32 shades of lipstick and the 21 shades of foundation. BB cream, you heard Dr. LaJoyce talk earlier about how toxic BB cream is. This company, Sabella, has a BB cream. They have a CC cream. Pretty much all the stuff, right? All of your pencils and mascaras and all of that. And I was going to show you, I just had my assistant bring something into my office so I could show you guys. But they came out this week with all of these, I'm not going to say sample sizes, they're travel sizes like this.
Yay!
Okay? So you get the whole set for really, really inexpensive prices.
Yes.
And they're beautiful. Okay, so each one of the skincare collections. So we talked about Deep Marine, but there's also a vitamin C line. I know vitamin C right now is very popular. A lot of dermatologists are recommending that people buy vitamin C creams and things like that. There's a whole collection here of vitamin C that is a fraction of the cost that my girlfriends were paying for one jar of cream.
Okay? Oh my goodness.
Yes, so the prices are phenomenal. So we talked about vitamin C. There's a honey and rose line, the one you showed with the balm to makeup remover.
Yes.
There's a whole line for that. And that one is for sensitive skin. So if you are somebody who has really never been able to use skincare because it's too harsh, that honey and rose collection works. And then the last one is charcoal and flower. And that one a lot of men use as well. But if you're somebody who has really oily skin or enlarged pores, that honey and rose collection is phenomenal.
That is amazing. I have a question for you. Zan752 asks, she says, I'm sorry, I don't know if it's she or he. I'm sorry, Zan. Wow, this is awful. Is there any makeup that does not have all of the chemicals in it? Thank you for your question, Zan.
Yes, the answer is yes, there is, thankfully. Otherwise, you guys know Dr. LaJoyce would not have makeup on her skin if it wasn't safe. So yes, there is a line, the one we're showing you right now, Sabella is one that is toxin-free, and it is cruelty-free, and it's vegan, except for the honey and rose line because it has honey in it. And safe from the toxic chemicals that we talked about today.
Can you please show us the screen that you had up about the companies that have sold out?
Yes.
Because, we put that up really quickly and took it down, but it's worth seeing because we should know about that. There we are.
Yes. Okay. Yes, you see it on your screen?
I see.
All right. So for instance, before I found the Sabella line, I was using Burt's Bees. Okay. And let me just say really quickly, I'm not saying that these brands are no longer natural. What I want to show you or what I want to expose is that a lot of these companies are owned by companies that are specifically selling chemicals. Okay. So Burt's Bees is one that I'm pointing out, and they were bought by Clorox. Okay.
That frightens me.
Yes, 7th generation is one that a lot of us were using. Okay, when we decided we didn't want to do chemicals anymore, we switched to 7th generation. They're owned by Unilever. Okay, Tom's. I was using their toothpaste and their deodorant before I switched over, and Tom's is owned by Colgate Palmolive. So what am I saying? All I'm saying is when you have those big conglomerates, those big companies, they are beholden to shareholder value. And so their values are very different than when some of these companies were smaller and saying, I want to stick to our natural things. So it's just make sure you do your research when you start to buy from some of these companies.
Here's what you're also saying, Doc. You're also saying that it's showing me that the Colgate Palmolives of the world and the Cloroxes of the world can certainly promote products and produce products that do not have toxicity in them. It shows me that the Colgate Palmolives of the world and the Cloroxes of the world and the Unilevers of the world want to jump on the bandwagon of a $1 trillion industry called health and wellness now. It also shows me that. It also shows me in the food industry when I see, let's say, Keebler now with an organic cracker, that if you know how to make an organic cracker after all of these years, why hadn't you?
Very good point. I mean, it's the same as Johnson & Johnson's, right? When they got caught with formaldehyde and quaternary disinfectants in their No More Tears and the baby's products.
Yes.
They decided, and that was only here in the US because UK and Europe wouldn't allow it. So once they got caught and had to clean up their dirty act, they then switched to one without formaldehyde and quaternary disinfectants. So why didn't they? So you're absolutely right. It shows that it is possible for them to do it. They are choosing to put these very cheap preservatives in our products that are causing us harm.
And that is where we are so thankful for an education like this. Take matters into your own hands. Thank you, Linda, for saying that this was great information. You are welcome. We want you to share as well. If you all have not liked the information that you have seen right now, please do. If you would like to have an up close and personal experience with Dr. Tammara and get a makeover with these beautiful products, you can join us in Vermont at the Wellness Warriors Weekend Getaway because she will be there. And Dr. Tammara, if you'd like, what else would you like to tell us about the Sabella Beauty product line and how people can find it?
Yeah, so if you reach out to Dr. LaJoyce, she can put you in touch with me. I would love to be able to understand what your exact beauty needs are. If it's just skincare, if it's fragrance, if you're trying to find some color cosmetics that work for your skin without the toxic chemicals, I would be happy to do a one-on-one session with any of you.
Okay, great. So please do get in contact with me. Email me at drbrookshire@outlook.com. That's drbrookshire@outlook.com. Thank you so much, Doc. We appreciate you. You look beautiful in your Sabella products.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
So do you, my dear.
Thank you. First of all, tell us about the lipstick that you're wearing. You said Princess Warrior.
Yes. Okay. So all of the lipsticks, I love the names that they have. So this one, this is Fashionista I have here, but I have Warrior Princess on right now.
Warrior Princess,
so,
I love it.
Yes. I sometimes just pick my lipstick based on the name. What do I want to feel like today?
Okay.
Today I wanted to feel like a Warrior Princess, so that's what I whipped out.
Okay. Well, we thank you and you look beautiful in it. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, that does it for me. I'd like to thank my team, Christopher Green, technical producer, announcer, DJ Indy, supervising producer, Irvin Wright, and moderator, Black T. Thank you so much for being here. Never, ever forget to let your eyes shine, cut back on the wine, get good food fast, and go easy on the greasy. Until next time, I'm Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire, here to help you attain and maintain your perfect health. Let's do it again next week, okay? God bless you.